This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. In case there's any confusion as to how we got here, a government shutdown, white supremacy, and every swinging dick placating to an autocrat. Let me break this down for you. When you have no values because you have become too comforted by guarantees that don't exist, underlying racism, systematic brutality, and economic disenfranchisement, you are okay sitting back and waiting for the process. The process. The process was decided long before 1619. It was devised by a group of socially poor individuals who first relied on Native American slavery and then black enslavement to occupy a country that did not belong to them. Since that time, every non-white racial demographic has facilitated in this movement up until now. How we got here is this. We refuse to acknowledge how history was written and let it be taught by white men in white schools under the assumption that our colored children were going to get a better education, but they did not. The SATs is a good example. It was an exercise in absolute exclusionism. This is why it took a particular educated and multi-talented group of people to supersede this hurdle and make great strides in American society. This did not start with college admissions. It did not start with affirmative action. They didn't need these things. But I digress. At first, you had the Scottish and the Irish. Up until it was advantageous to white English in America to include them in this society, they were the dogs, the dirt, the uneducated, the poor. Then came, and I'm going to use the terms you can understand so we as people of color can put you black in your place. The wops and the guineas came next. The Nancy Pelosi's of the world. The LaGuardias. The Cuomos. All of these people came to the United States of America as immigrants with so-called nothing. But once white America decided that their skin tone was light enough to be accepted and could alter elections and could keep white people in power, they were declared white Now comes the Jews. And nobody hates a Jew more than a German or white American. So what the United States of America did after World War II, and Native Americans and Black Americans fought for the liberty of others, divided the Jews amongst those who wanted to go back to Palestine and establish an Israeli state under the cruel funding and authoritarianism of the United States government and colonization. To those who would come to the United States in modest numbers, so that we didn't contaminate the blood of America. The Germans were welcomed greatly in places like Wisconsin and Minnesota, and everybody white was put out there. You know why? Because the land was free, they had first pick, and you didn't have American cities that did not have any sanitation. Big, huge dumps, public dumps of human feces. Southern states where there was never any plumbing until this day in 2025, where the sewage runs in their backyards. We don't care about black people. So we sent Germans, Swedes, and everybody else who was okay with getting out in the great wide open out there so we could colonize again. So I bring you back to the people, the next people that came here. These were the people of Latino descent. Once that happened, the whole fucking dynamic changed. Because they were mixed colored. So you couldn't classify them as white. Even though many of them voted for Donald Trump and now are regretting it, but I digress. You couldn't do any of those things. So what you had was Cubans, Puerto Ricans, and everybody that appeared to be white being absorbed once again into the fascist Republican Party. So now you have people like Nick Fuentes, Marco Rubio, these are key names right now. These are your key fascists. These are the people who are going to jail if we stand up. Now, the problem with America is Black America. Instead of listening to Bernie Sanders, who had accumulated millions of dollars with no help from PACs. Back then, the Democratic National Congress under Donna Brazile handed the nomination to Hillary Clinton. Now, everybody told them, and they did not listen because old people think they know every fucking thing. That if you put Hillary Clinton up there. You were going to lose the 2015-2016 election cycle. And she did. You know why? Because people like me knew that she was hell-bent on AIPAC, Monsanto, and every single solitary swinging dick she could get some money from. So, you know when they say Hillary Clinton was crooked Hillary Clinton? Yes, she was. She was. And so were most of the white Democrats at that time. They're not more crooked than Trump and the fascist regime right now, but she was definitely crooked. Nancy Pelosi, same thing, AIPAC. And I'm going to call you house Negroes because that's what you are. Everybody that voted in the election for Hillary Clinton backed full force AIPAC members. Now, I had some dumbass tell me the other night that it was American PAC for whatever, something, something. They forgot the I in it. It's Israel. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, and every swinging dick has been getting money from Israel. So that America would invest billions of dollars in their defense against indigenous people of Palestine. Now let me go back. You have Jewish Americans in the United States of America. Yet, the Trump administration, MAGA, and everyone associated with this cult is absolutely anti-Semitic. And if you are dumb enough to hear anything different, you make me sick to my stomach. Because I am willing to listen and hear what is being said and not believe what somebody told me. And that goes for every fucking Democrat right now that's talking about health care. You have been so fucking stupid that you have costed us our democracy. And it is absolutely sickening. And I can't even believe I'm making this speech. You have no right to get on TV and say anything but, I'm going to listen to my constituents. You don't need to talk about health care. You don't need to speak my name. Keep the American people's name out of your mouth. If you took anything from AIPAC, if you believed in Nancy Pelosi when she was bowing down talking about how great John Lewis was, fuck each and every last one of you, because you're phony as shit. You want to prove something to me? You want to prove something to the American people? Stop getting on TV talking about the shutdown. Shut the fuck up. This is not your turn to talk. It is our turn to talk. The shutdown will happen when we are no longer prisoners of a terrorist state. 340 million people live in the United States, and many are homeless veterans, computer techs, air traffic controllers, drivers, train operators, construction workers, and everything your ass needs to survive. On October 31st, the United States of America is walking out on all of this shit. This is the beginning of the revolution. It is not the United States of America against fascism. It is the United States of America against everyone who still is not with us. This is where we're at. We don't get a check like you do. We don't get billions of dollars like Nancy Pelosi. We don't get to keep our mouths shut. What we get to do is die. Because food prices are too high. We have the wrong color skin. No defense against ICE. Terrorism. State-sponsored. Run amok. That's what we get. So for all you assholes like Nancy Pelosi that still think this is cute and you can ignore us, resign now. Because you will be removed. Not by an election. But we have already circulated already circulated a petition worldwide for your removal and prosecution. That goes for the Supreme Court too. If the resistance doesn't have anything else, it has 25 years of gathering up intelligence by actions like COINTELPRO and racial violence against people like Emmett Till, lynchings, executions of black individuals that were not committing crimes and still sit in jail because there is no justice. We will get justice. I am not my father. I am not beholden to any individual or any civil rights organization, Al Sharpton, or any religious leader. I am beholden to my family and the human race. That is all. The rest of you will have to contend with at least 300 million people just like me. We don't answer to traitors in Congress. We don't answer to traitors in the Supreme Court. And we surely don't answer to some fat-ass motherfucker and his goons violating the United States Constitution and the Bill of Rights. What we answer to is the millions of people who are going to get out on the streets on November 22nd and who are going to participate in the general strike on October 31st. This is the John Brown Alliance. When you see something wrong, do something right.